Brick Sculptors, and welcome to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and it is March 1st. Now, I don't know how it works in your head, but in my head, March 1st is the start of spring. I know that's not the true way to classify spring, but in my head, that's how it works. So guess what? It's spring, and it is time for the spring challenge here. Now, I started these challenges a while ago and decided I wanted to do them seasonally so that I do 4 a year, because it is quite a bit of work. So these weren't ever intended to always be seasonal themes. It just kind of worked out that way in the long run. So even though it is a spring challenge, this one is going to be spring themed. That might not be the same going forward in every single challenge. This particular one, though, will be spring themed, and this challenge is going to be called April Showers Bring May Flowers. And that's right, that's going to be the theme of everything we do in this challenge. As is usual, we will have a realistic scene category. In fact, we have 2 different realistic scenes to pick from. The first one will be April showers. The second one, May flowers. Now, realistic scenes are meant to be minifig scale scenes that are ultra realistic. So as realistic as you can possibly make them. The minifig scale scenes should be no smaller than 16 by 16 and no bigger than 32 by 32. Those are the rules. And again, 2 categories: April showers, which is supposed to be obviously a rainy scene, and May flowers, which would be more of a floral scene. So those are going to be the 2 realistic categories. And I think those will both be a lot of fun to do. We're also going to do, as usual, a micro build category. Now, our micro build category is going to have the exact same themes, April showers and May flowers, but there's only going to be 1 category, so they're all going to be judged against each other. So micro builds are small scale builds. They are not small builds. It shouldn't be a minifig build on just a really small scale. It should be something that is small scaled. So you want a large scene packed into a small space. The space requirements for micro scale are going to be 8 by 8 at the largest. So 8 studs by 8 studs is the largest I want to see for a micro build. Smaller is always welcome, but 8 by 8 is the max. I also wanted to incorporate an outside the box category. Now, outside the box is where we can have a little bit of fun. Outside the box is where we take our themes and add some sort of twist. So maybe you put a theme to it. Maybe you do it with knights, pirates, Star Wars, something completely different that plays on that same idea of April showers bring May flowers, but with a twist. And you guys can really have some fun with that and figure out what you want to make and really explore some new things there. That will have the same rules as the realistic scenes, where it's going to be 16 by 16 at the smallest and 32 by 32 at the largest. That will only be 1 category, so whether you do April showers or May flowers, they will be judged against each other. So all outside the box builds will be judged against all other outside the box builds. That's just going to be 1 category there. As always, we are also going to incorporate a juniors category, but we're actually going to split it in 2. I'm realizing that the age gap makes a big difference. So we're going to have 2 different age groups. Number 1 is going to be under 10 years old, and juniors number 2 is going to be 10 to 14. So obviously, based on your age, that determines where you fall. And then, of course, the skill level is going to change a little bit with age. So I think it's a little more fair to do it that way. If you are submitting as a junior or on behalf of a junior, please give me a name. It can just be a first name, that's fine. And give me an age so that when people are judging it, they can base it based on the age of the person. So something like Samuel, age 4, would be much appreciated so we know what we're actually looking at and who would have built such an amazing build. A few basic rules here. For adults, you can enter as many categories as you want, except for juniors. So you can do all of the 4 categories: micro, outside the box, April showers, and May flowers. You can do all 4 if you like, or you can do 1, whatever works for you. Just obviously no juniors if you're an adult. If you are a junior, you can enter multiple categories as well, but only 1 build will be entered as a junior build. The rest will have to go up against the adults in the normal categories. As with all my challenges, I allow for studio builds as well as realistic builds. So you get to decide how you want to build it. I don't discriminate between one or the other. I think they both have their advantages and disadvantages. There are a few rules that go along with them though. If you are building in studio, it is required that you build with only available Lego parts. So if it's a piece that you can't get in Lego, it doesn't have to be currently available, it can be retired. But if it's a piece that Lego has never made in a certain color, you can't use it. That's just a way we can make it fair to those who are building with real Lego parts. So it has to be a piece that is or was available in an actual Lego set at some point or an actual Lego part at some point. No different colors, no color swapping, no pieces that aren't typical Lego pieces. Also, if you are doing studio renders, no effects. I don't want to see any lighting, smoke, anything like that. You just have to use or just have to do a build and use standard renders. If you are building a real build, please use official Lego pieces in official Lego colors. I don't mind if you want to use an alt brick as long as it's indistinguishable. So if you're using a black 2x8, if it's an alt brick and I'll never know, I don't really care. But if you're using a color that doesn't normally exist in Lego or a piece that normally doesn't exist in Lego, that's a problem. That is not fair to the studio builders. So let's just try to make sure we're using only genuine stuff available in Lego. We're going to let this challenge run for a little while here. So it's March 1st now. We're going to let this go until April 30th. That gives us 2 whole months to get these builds completed. That also means it's easier to do multiple builds because we're giving you a lot of time on this one. I plan on doing at least 2 builds, hopefully more. But I think I'm gonna be able to get in at least 2 builds in this one to share with you guys. And of course, we'll do updates as we go throughout these 2 months. I'll share some tips, tricks, and techniques surrounding this challenge, as always, and give you a few little teasers of my builds as we go here as well. As for submissions, you can submit in 2 different ways. Number 1 is on the Discord server. The Discord server is linked below, and the linked page is for submissions only. It's not for partial submissions. That is only going to be for completed final submissions on that page. And for those who do not want to use Discord, you can also email them to me, bricksculpt.chris@gmail.com. While you're submitting, if you want to make your own PowerPoint slide, that is always welcome. Makes it easier for me. If you don't, just send me whatever pictures you have, and I will do my best to make an appropriate slide. I do admit I'm not the greatest at making PowerPoint slides, and I have to make a lot of them, so they are done quickly. But that's up to you guys to decide if you want me to do it or if you want to do it on your own. All the details for this challenge will be listed below in the description. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I think this could be a lot of fun for us, so let's go ahead and see what we can come up with. Like I said, we have lots of time, so this could make for some really, really nice builds. Thank you guys, as always. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to follow this challenge, please like and subscribe. I'm going to have more videos about this. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.